Hello, and thank you for tuning into this video. My name is Jaleesa, and I'm the Cash Flow Apprentice. I am also the founder of Equip 3000 right here in Atlanta, and we work with homeowners, investors, and entrepreneurs alike in creating cash flow solutions for real estate challenges. So whether you have a house you need a licensed professional to help you buy or sell, you're looking at investment properties that you'd like to generate profits from, or you're simply searching for solutions and making real estate work for you, Equip 3000 can equip you with the resources you need to get going. So let's go ahead and jump into today's video, and I also want to welcome you to the 31 Days of Real Estate video series. Today we are covering some hard facts about hard money, so without further ado, let's go. Hard money, in a sense, is a loan product that is based upon the value of the property. Now, depending on the value of that property, they're willing to loan you a percentage of that value, which is referred to as loan to value or LTV. For example, if you have a house that is valued at $100,000 and the LTV is 80%, that means they are willing to lend you up to $80,000 on a house that is valued at $100,000. There's also interest that is involved. I've seen as low as 8% all the way up to 20%. That interest rate depends on your experience, and this is their way for hard money lenders to hedge their risk, right? Because if you have done zero loans, if you have done zero deals, the likelihood of you getting a very low interest rate is highly unlikely. Okay, you can bet your bottom dollar you're going to be on the higher end unless you have some serious assets to show. And even then, you're going to still be in that mid to higher range. Okay, now the more deals that you get done, the cool part with hard money lenders is that they will start assessing a lower interest rate for you over time. Okay, so this is a great way for you to consider building your business. Now, if you have a partner that has done quite a few deals, you can leverage their credibility. Also, with hard money, there's going to be some fees that are a part of it. These fees can vary, right? Ultimately, when you're interviewing a lender, you want to ask what fees you have, what additional fees you have, what are some other fees that could be assessed if XYZ happens. Lastly, what are some other fees that we haven't discussed yet that I should be aware of? Okay? Hard money can have all sorts of fees, but it is your duty, your responsibility, your obligation to understand what they are and make sure that you are taking them into account when calculating how much it's going to cost utilizing this funding source. There's also points that are assessed with hard money as well. And so with hard money, the points are based upon the loan value amount. Points equals 1% of the loan value, okay? So if there's a $100,000 loan, that means that 1 point equals $1,000. Cool? Now, let's jump into some pros and cons. Pros and cons with utilizing hard money. Pros, that it doesn't appear on your credit report. So for those who've already leveraged multiple mortgages out there where they cap you off at a certain amount, right? As an underwriter, I've seen banks cap off after 4 investment properties, some after 10, right? But just kind of depending on where you are. With hard money, that's not a concern for you. Some other pros is that the time frame that it takes them to fund the deal, okay? You may go through the entire process as low as 3 days. I've seen 7 days, right? Some even promise 1 day. There's always some hiccups that come into play. So lenders are also understanding that this is not a turnkey property, right? This property is not already set up and ready to go at market value. They understand that investors are looking for discounts, and discounts always aren't pretty. So if you have a property that needs some TLC and you're wondering if they're going to be able to assess the value, okay, don't worry about that. Lenders are basing, again, on the potential of the value of the home. Also, there's no income verification. And so if they're not going through your personal paycheck, for my self-employed people, this can be a concern for you as well. They're looking at the value and the potential of the property that you're looking to lend on. Now let's talk about some cons. Cons is that there's a prepayment penalty that may be in place, because simply if they're looking to collect 12 months of interest payments and you finish at 9, they're losing 3 months of revenue. So they're going to assess a penalty to try to make up for what they may have lost for you completing early. Now the same happens on the other side with extension fees. extension fees is another concern with utilizing hard money, because on that 12-month loan, maybe it's going to take you 15 months to complete, right? You're going to need an additional 3 months. And so for many lenders out there, they have extension fees that they can assess to be able to keep that loan alive long enough for you to be able to complete the deal and make good on the money that you borrowed. There's also some out-of-pocket costs. Now, when you're talking about the example that I gave earlier, where the house is valued at $100,000, they're willing to lend up to $80,000. Someone here is asking, where does the other $20,000 come from, right? I'm smiling because that is you, my friend. That is now up to you to figure out how to fill in the gaps, where to get some bridge funding, where to be able to fill in those gaps, right? A lot of people look at credit lines. A lot of people look at credit partners or other partners who can be able to bring some additional funds to the table. Also with hard money, there's going to be some challenges with monthly payments that you have to pay back as far as servicing that loan. Cool? So once you get the loan, now there's a monthly payment that's going to be due month in, month out until paid in full or the deal is done. Okay? So that can be a challenge, right? Because if you already have your costs, you're now getting stifled every month with having to pay this monthly fee out every month to your hard money lender. There's also time constraints, and this can be a challenge if you're in a slower market, or say, for example, you have a lot going on with your contractor. Maybe it's been raining for 3 weeks and they haven't been able to finish the roof yet. Or maybe, they've had so much rain that there's now a leak in the basement, right? These are challenges that can just happen along the way as you're working on a property, but now it's causing a delay in the time that it's going to be completed, time that it's going to hit the market to be sold, and ultimately the time that you have available to repay the money that you borrowed. So I just want to be able to present a full scope of what hard money can offer, but also some risks that are involved. If you haven't already, go ahead and like my Facebook page. That's Jaleesa Cashflow Apprentice. You can also head over to my website at Equip 3000 LLC and subscribe to my YouTube channel as well. But stay plugged in because I have a lot more information to share. Take care, and I'll see you on the next one.